Going live on YouTube now. That's not Ozempic hair. Okay, going live here in a minute. I didn't hear that. There we are. Welcome, everyone, to our Wednesday live. Let me turn this off, and we are almost ready. There we go. Make sure that's recording. We're all here. Great. Not sporting any eyelashes tonight. Why? Because I didn't care enough. And so we are just here to entertain your questions and see what we got going on this week. So, thank you for everyone who has decided to join us tonight. And many of you come here every week, and so that's always really appreciated. And tonight, I've got a couple of interesting things to talk about. We're going to be entertaining mostly questions tonight because I just didn't have enough things to chat about. But there is something that I think is pretty interesting, especially based on what we were talking about last week. We were talking a little bit about 5D and some of the things that are going to be happening in the 5D realm, fifth dimension. So the majority of the planet is in 3D, that hard, struggling, suffering, separation kind of a world. And there is a growing number. Actually, I calibrated, I think it's about 40% of the population, global population now, is in the fifth dimension. So this is entering more of an easier kind of way of living and being where there is no separation. And things just start happening more magically and spontaneously. And so this might be starting to happen in your life, and you may not even know why. And so this is what's happening. So, two of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight were one, the med beds, and two, I'm going to do a read tonight on Nikola Tesla. So, I haven't been doing readings on people for a while, mostly because it took me off of some of these platforms. They didn't like what I was saying. So, uh, it showed up when I was doing some of the research about med beds, and so I thought, okay, well, let me see. Is he still alive? So we're going to explore that tonight and answer some of your questions. So here are three reasons why you might want to follow, subscribe, share this platform or this channel with others. Is that maybe you're at the front of the wave with your healing abilities, but you feel kind of up against a wall, feeling like maybe you've done a lot of things, but you're kind of feeling in a stuck place. We talk about more advanced healing things here. So if you're a light worker, advanced healer, I think you'll learn some new things here. A second reason why you might want to follow is that you're into healthy longevity, like the kind that is natural, no injections or fillers or any of those kinds of things. And third reason is maybe you're a truth seeker and you want to know what's really true. And so we calibrate everything here. That's how we decide and determine what is actually true. So it's all based on sort of standing on the shoulders of Dr. David Hawkins, who wrote the book Power versus Force. And he created that scale of human consciousness. His scale only went to 1,000, however. So the scale that I created after 25 ayahuasca journeys deep in the jungles with the shamans is after 25 ayahuasca journeys, I broke through the Hawkins scale. I broke through the Hawkins scale and now have been given a new scale that breaks through to infinity after reaching 250,000. So that's all outlined in my book. If you haven't seen it yet, Access Your Ultimate Power, the Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence. Last week I was talking about how I'm going to be updating it, doing a audio version. I did get started as I had promised last week. So I already started a while ago. I am picking up the ball again and getting back on track with getting that completed. So that's one thing I am doing. All right, let's talk about MedBeds. So, MedBeds is something that some people are talking about is kind of a conspiracy theory that, along with like Nasara Jasara, and that they're all kind of made up and, a hopeful thing that people are thinking about for the future. However, the reason that it has not been realized yet is that just like the Nasara Jasara, as I reported last week, actually exists in the fifth dimension. So it won't be realized until enough people get to that threshold of the fifth dimension. So it's kind of like that herd of antelope on the Serengeti when 51%, when it reaches that threshold, then the whole herd starts to go and get water. And so this is sort of the same principle, is that once the what is this called? Mass consciousness, or there's a certain term I'm thinking of, that then this will be realized. And so the med beds are something that follows the Nasara Jasaras, because a lot of the funding for this project is coming through this Nasara Jasara. And even though these beds are designed to be used for free on the public, that it's not a money making endeavor. So that's one way you can know, if you're introduced to one or you hear about them, that maybe it's not the real deal. So the reason I even started to look into this is I had heard that Ishmael Perez, our galactic historian, someone um, I like most of what he says. I'm not too big on his solar flash thing. However, someone was saying that he was talking about getting a med bed that only costs like $1,500. And I thought, um, they're actually quite expensive. So that didn't ring true. So I decided to calibrate the one that he was going to be getting, and it didn't have a very high calibration, only about 250. So hopefully, Spirit will redirect him and avert disaster there. So that doesn't ring very true as far as it being an authentic med bed. So when I was doing some of the research about this, and I'm not going to get into a big old thing about med beds, but there are some things that I think need to be said. I did come across a document that was, I guess it's updated regularly, but it was dated June of 24, so it's a couple years old, by Kathy Harris International, and it calibrated only 250. So there's a lot of it that is just not true in there. One of the things that really kind of, uh, I don't know if I'll say triggered me, but I thought, oh, I don't know about that, is that she was saying that there's currently 5 million medbed centers worldwide with 250, no, 10,000 to 50,000 just in the US. And I calibrated that, and that's not true either. So while I believe that these are an incoming future technology that was actually given to us by the Pleiadians and their technology, that it's something that will happen. It's just not happening yet because it is a 5D event, I'll say. So Nasara Jasara needs to happen once enough people get into this fifth dimension, and then medbeds will follow. And the one thing that I don't know, I want to say kind of cringe about with the whole medbed thing is, I've talked in the past about uh, people waiting for the solar flash, people waiting for their incoming president, or whatever it is that they're waiting for. And this is like another one of those things that people are waiting for. Like they're not, maybe not taking care of their bodies like they could or should, because med beds are coming. And so maybe they don't need to. And I think that's a little lame. And that also is going to keep these med beds that much further away. Because when you have that kind of mentality of waiting for instead of taking care of now, that keeps you in that struggle, that 3D dimension. So you can kind of see how this is going to be kind of like a little bit of a hamster wheel if for all the people who are waiting for these med beds, that they're not going to happen until enough people get into this fifth dimension. So that means taking care of yourself, taking care of your energy field, and operating from a higher frequency. A couple other things that I noticed in doing this research as well is that this Kathy Harris, while she did have an infinite number of rings and her heart was, big open heart, she was also not grounded. So, uh, and she's in 3D. So if she's promoting this 5D technology, then she needs to get into the fifth dimension so that she can help accelerate this whole process. There was someone else, this Prince, something Prince, I forget. I should have written it down. Did I write it down? I don't think I did. But she was also only in 3D. She seems like a bigger part of making this happen, working with the military, etc. But so these people that are supposed to be at the heart of this whole thing, they need to get up to speed if they're going to really help this whole thing roll out. So that is my 2 cents about MedBeds. All right, what else? Okay, so in the process of doing all this, I came across one of the things she was saying was that Nikola Tesla was still alive. And so I wanted to check to see if that's true or not. So I measured some things. I measured whether or not his lungs, like if you're alive, your lungs are going to be at 100% because they're operating, right? So his lungs are at 100%. His heart is at 100%. And so then I started, he's very grounded, his energy really flowing, high frequency, obviously. He operates in 12th dimension, and he is still alive on this planet, simultaneously in the future. So he comes from 500 years from the future. I've also made that claim. It's what I've been told by my guides. And I've also calibrated, there's actually a lot of people from 500 years in the future. And so we have all shown up now in this time period to help with these future technologies, and more things get rolled out to us, more information gets revealed as we elevate into these higher frequencies. So a few things. So I measured his joy. His joy is only 15%. I thought, oh, that's too bad. His peace of mind was at 50%, and his amusement was at 50%. So if he was not alive, none of those would be registering as a number. So he is, I also got that he is working with the military, but the good part of the military, not the bad side. He is working with the White Hats. So, yes. Yeah. So those are the two main things I want to talk about tonight. Let's see who's here, and we'll entertain your questions tonight. We've got a lot of time to entertain your questions. So welcome, Pennsylvania. Hey, Sophia. Manteca, yes, okay, good. North Carolina, Hawaii, Temecula, hey, Charlene, and Mary Ann. I didn't know you were in Hawaii. Okay, great. Nancy, I always make you laugh. Good. We need amusement, right? Colorado, hey, Teresa. And Rico is in Oahu. And yay for Nicola Tesla. What is a med bed? Okay, great question, because we were talking about med beds. So med beds are, we'll call it a futuristic or a future technology that has been given to us by the Pleiadians, and it operates on frequencies. And they have been being used by the secret space program. They've been used to restore limbs that have been severed, lots of like really crazy advanced technologies. And they restore our template, our blueprint, our divine blueprint, all through frequencies. And um, yeah, I don't know enough about it to go beyond that, but they are an advanced technology. So it's something that you lay on, it scans you. And in this article that I was reading, it was also saying that you could reverse aging up to 30 years. So you could go 5 years, 10 years, but you could only do it so many times. It said like, otherwise it could mess your brain up. I don't know. So, but I think more importantly, it's being used to help people live healthier lives. And this this technology is already available in our divine blueprint, our own human design, right? Uh, if we know how to access it. And so this is a lot of what I've been teaching about how we can calibrate our various body systems and body organs and raise those frequencies so that we can age more naturally, maybe even reverse aging, and certainly slow down the process. So that's kind of what the MedBeds are about. And let's get up into 5D so that we can realize that. And speaking of that, the next luminary activation that we're doing on June 4th, we always do it the first Thursday of the month at 11 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. And we are going to be helping everybody get into the fifth dimension. Anybody that's interested, we're going to be clearing all the things that are holding you down in this struggle dimension of separation and just really the hard grind of it all. So it's a lot easier than you think. And the important part, though, is not just getting there, but maintaining it. So we'll also be going over that in the June luminary activation is how do you maintain it? Because that's the most important part. Yeah, there's a lots of programs and curses and all kinds of things that are bringing our frequency down, but it's all repairable now. You don't need to wait for a med bed. We can do it right now. So yeah, it's the med beds are going to be helping a lot of people, but yeah, we need to get in that fifth dimension first. All right, let's see what else we have. Hey, Louisiana, Linda. Emery Smith said he is going to release the med chair this coming November. Well, we'll see. Yeah. I guess that's Emery was part of the secret space program. And so, yeah, that's that rings true. At least it calibrates as being true. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Emery's med chair. Yay on the book program. Great. Mastermind. Evening from Mississippi. Thanks for sharing that perspective. You're welcome. Awesome, Kimberly. Thanks for the Tesla and merged update. You're welcome. Sky Prince. Yes, that's who I was talking about. So Sky is also not grounded and only in 3D. Although infinite number of rings, heart open 100%. So maybe her and this Cindy Harris person, they know each other and they're sort of matching each other's energy. So yeah, they both need to get into 5D. Maybe if anybody knows them, tell them to join us on the luminary activation. Sandy's a Pleiadian. Great. Then you probably know about med beds, maybe in a certain sort of kind of way, right? We can tap into these technologies. We have the technology in our our body already. We know how to access these dimensions. Um, okay, MedBeds, yes. Um, Plasma concepts are a new curiosity. Wondering about clearing, harmonizing distortions in that field. Not sure my question. um, Clearing the plasma field. Well, that's an interesting one because I've not explored. I do know that our oversoul uses a white plasma to clear energies. Um, so I don't think it's not on a particular it's not in a particular field. And when you say field, maybe you mean field of knowledge, um, or not quite sure what you mean, Charlene. So it's not in a particular layer, this plasma, not that I can tell. It's really an energy that the oversoul can use in through any of our layers or chakras for that matter. Just turn that just a hair there. Okay, let's see what else you have. The movie Elysium had the medbed in it for the Rick. Okay. Yeah, I'm not saying that med beds are not a real thing. I believe they are a real thing. It's just whether and how soon they're going to be happening and how many of them there currently are. So, um, yeah. Okay, Marianne wants to know how we can find out about our past lives just out of curiosity. Well, I'm glad you have a curious mind because all you have to do is ask. If you're in touch enough with your own answers, which you practice with through your getting your internal yes or no, you can ask. Like most people, I'll say very, very few people don't have past lives. And like this is their first time incarnation on the planet. So that's very, very few and far between. But to me, past lives are really more important and more relevant when it relates to something that you're trying to clear or a problem that you're experiencing. And I think they're especially helpful with relationships. And so if you have any challenge in a relationship, check to see if you have unresolved past lives, because that's usually why things are a little crunchy, as you've got some stuff that you're trying to work out, but you don't need to use a whole lifetime to figure it out. There's a shortcut to clearing these energies. So that's one way our past lives can be helpful. And another way, I remember helping a gal who was traumatized by loud sounds like 4th of July would just freak her out. And so we discovered that she had been in several wars in past lives, and that created a trauma in her field, all those explosions. And so that was helpful in clearing that. And how do we connect with our oversoul? It's actually something that's generally already connected. But the way that you can ask and check, I usually check. So after you get grounded with the process in my book, after you implement the 5 parts to getting ultra grounded, 5 parts is it's grounding cord, earth, no worry circle, heart, and ovaries. So once you implement all of that, then you can bring in the oversoul. You're basically checking that if it's connected, because even all this, even running your energy, it's already working. It's not like when you sit down to run your energy, you flip a switch. No, it's already running. You're just checking to see if there's any places that are stuck or blocked or not flowing. So same thing with the oversoul. After you get grounded, you'll check and see, is that oversoul coming down through your creative rings? You can check, and if it is, great. And if not, notice where it stops on the way down. I'll just use you as an example, um, Marianne, because you're asking. So right now, your oversoul is stuck. It's stuck at the top of your rings, and there are, let's see, one, two, three, cords. Interesting. Cords. Usually it's curses or black boxes that are in the way. But in your case, there are these cords, AI cords, ancient interference, about 20. So I don't do the work, but I'll let you know that if you dissolve those 20 cords that are at the top of your rings, then that oversoul can start dropping in. Okay, so you're clearing some of it, but it's still getting stuck. It goes about that far and then it stops. So that's what you'll need to do is to continue clearing that interference so that the oversoul can come down through that central core and anchor to the center of the planet. So there you go. Okay. Sophia, Jesus has been approaching me the past 4 days. Not sure why. Do you see a reason why? It feels very loving and peaceful. I know he has a message, but I'm not getting it. Okay, let's see. Let's see what Jesus wants to tell you. The message that he's sending to you is it is landing in your heart chakra, right at your heart. He's wanting you to be kinder to yourself, and that's why it feels very loving and peaceful. He wants you to be kinder to yourself. Maybe you've been a little bit hard on yourself, or thinking you should be doing more of this or that, or you're not working hard enough, you're not cracking the whip hard enough. And so he's letting you know to kind of be a little easier on yourself. That's the biggest message that's coming through. Yeah. Now, let me know if that resonates. I think it does, but well, yeah, Marion, you can check in next week, but I think it would be better if you check in with yourself, like learn how to muscle test, learn how to dowse. That would be a great thing to practice with. And you're also not grounded. So when you do the pendulum, that's the first question you should ask, and it'll tell you no. So right now, you know that you're not grounded because I'm telling you. So if you use the pendulum or whatever device or however you get the answer, make sure that it's saying no, and then go from there. Then clear what needs to be cleared. There's 50 of those programs at the root chakra that need to be cleared. So if you clear that and then recheck, then this will help you to exercise that muscle, because the one thing that I don't want here is for people to become dependent on me. And this is why even all my programs are set up in a way so that people are, I think I only have one client who's been working with me continuously for about a couple years. However, everyone else, they only work for me for about 3 months at the longest, and then we take a break, or you move on, or then we'll reconvene or something. But because I don't want people to become dependent on me and what I know, I want to help you. I want to teach you. I want to help you learn how to do these things, because that's really how you empower yourself. And that's my main interest and goal. All right. Oh, let me readjust here, sitting on my feet. All right. That makes sense. Okay, good. Thanks, Sophia. All right, Rico and Paula would like a scan. Okay, I remember we did a scan and you guys were according to each other in a kind of a funny way. So let's see. Rico is grounded. Paula is grounded. You both got good earth energy. No worry circle. Heart's grounded, open, flowing. Infinite rings. The oversoul is connected. Spouse. Yeah, your energy is really flowing. So let's check that the one thing that was a little off last time where you're courting to each other. So let's see if Rico is courted to Paula. No, great job. And then Paula, if she is courted to Rico, no, so good job. And then the other thing I remember was the money frequency. It's up to 500, so I think it was 250 before, so that's an improvement. There are still some energies in your money pile that you could release, and that is for Rico, your father's beliefs are still in your money pile, bringing that down. And Paula, let's see, hang on. Yeah, the family. That was there last time as well. So, yeah, you can drain those energies out of your own money piles. You should do a money pile for each of you. And then if you wanted to do a together money pile, then that would be a different money pile. But and then once you've raised the frequency, then you want to bring it into your field, and then you'll align it to all of your chakras. All right, great. Okay, so as long as you're saying that I can't seem to stay grounded, then that will be true. So I don't know if you come join us for a luminary activation. Have you really gotten grounded yet? That would be a good thing to do. All right, Linda. I've been working with the Sophia code book to bring crystalline DNA into my cells. Am I making progress? Let's see what percent you have activated your codes from reading of the Sophia code. I have this book as well. You have activated about 15% of the codes in there. So maybe that's because you've only read part of the book. Let's measure for the part that you've read, how much of that have you activated? How much of what's available have you activated? 50%, so that's good. The place where you're still working on integrating these codes is in your sixth chakra, 6-2. So there's some fury in there that maybe doesn't align with these codes. And so these codes are trying to help you clear some of these maybe frustrating thoughts and beliefs that keep you a little annoyed or somehow kind of frustrated. So that's, I think, one thing that will help you integrate more of what you've read. And then in the root chakra, there's more fury there. So being able to let go of this fury, releasing enough of this fury so that you feel safe enough to really drop into these codes and allow them to work with you, through you, so that you can see more clearly. You could see your answers more clearly. You can start to connect dots. The dots will start to make more sense as the dots connect. And that's always fun because you'll start to have thoughts that you've never thought before, and it'll feel like you've always known it. So that's kind of fun. Great question. Thanks for asking, Linda. And let's see, who is this? This is Jules. Would you scan me, please? Having eye issues. Okay, great. Let's see, Jules. You're not grounded, so that's number one. You have those 50 programs right at your root chakra that need to be cleared. So that's numero uno. There's no earth energy coming up through your legs either. So This is all part of mm, having a clearer energy field so that you can see more clearly. And seeing with the eye is also, there's a third eye. I'm going to measure that in a minute. So that's sort of basic. You also only have like 3 rings. So there's that compression up there. More of those programs, about 50 right at your crown. As far as your eye, though, the eyes, I'll measure them together. They're operating at about 50%. Optic nerve, 15%. Retina, 15. And there's one other part I'm thinking of. So those would need to be cleared. There are programs at your root chakra, about 50, that are keeping this eye from your eyes from functioning properly. And also, I want to look at your pineal gland, your third eye, which is only operating at 3%. So when you're clearing all these places, I would also focus on your pineal gland and clearing curses there, about 50, right in your pineal gland. The pineal gland also has a lens. It has a lens, which is at 0. Ooh, yeah, 0%. Curses, 100 curses are keeping the lens from being able to operate. So you probably have a hard time trusting your own answers and information, would be my guess. And that's the reason. That's the big reason, is you've got all these curses that are blocking your third eye vision, that ability to see and know what you know. So you'll need to clear that, Jules. All right. Tara, I have learned so much from you and your programs that I believe my transformation has been enormous, and it has. I'd love a scan as well. Okay, great. So yeah, you have made a lot of progress. And in fact, I want to check and see how much you've integrated the retreat as well, because you were closing the gap. So let's see. You are not grounded, however, at the moment. So as you know, that can impede your progress. So there are programs, those 50 programs at the root chakra that you could clear. And let's see what else. Heart is also not grounded. It's only 3% open. Programs, about 50 at the heart. So this is just emphasizing the need to stay in the practice of running your energy. It's real easy, I know, to get distracted and so forth, but things will start to back up and things will start to get difficult if your energy field is not clear. So let's measure one more thing, which is how much you've we brought the integration up to 100%. How much longer this integration is going to unfold over? Weeks, months, 3 months. So I thought we got it down to 2 months, or did we go from 5 months to 3 months? At any rate, you're at 3 months now. So if it feels like you've done a little backtracking, it's just a reminder to get back on track. So you know it works, right? Okay, great. Hello from Colorado Springs. Okay, good. I'm glad you came to the luminary activation, Marianne. And so it's since you've been to a past one, it would really be beneficial until we start the new one, is to listen to it again. The April, what was that? April, was that about Was that a love activation, as I recall? I think it was. Yep. So, yeah, you're welcome, Rico. And Sandy is also reading the Sophia Code as well. Have I activated as well? Okay, so we, instead of how much of the whole book have you, we'll do of the part that you've read so far and you've gotten activated. What percent of that have you actually integrated? 15% of what you've read so far. So the part that wants some deeper integration is in your sixth chakra as well. So there may be some beliefs that don't quite align with what you've read yet. And so that needs a little adjustment. 6-2. Yeah, there's some fury thoughts. So it's interesting that you and Linda are sort of experiencing a similar thing. So sixth chakra and the heart, second layer, that's also some fury there. So these codes are trying to help you to be more gentle with yourself, more forgiving. And it's interesting, that's the second time this has come up tonight. So maybe that's the theme for tonight, is how we can be a little more gentle with ourselves and not be so hard on ourselves, thinking we're not up to speed, we're lagging behind, and we're actually right on track. Um, and the faster that some of these things can happen, then the sooner they'll be here. The sooner we can be in those higher. But that's not like, okay, let's crack the whip now. That's just a reality. That's just a kind of a reality check. Not like we're trying to crack the whip hard. So yes, the heart is another place, Sandy. Yeah, those are the two places for you. Okay, great. Yeah, so Linda's only only read part of the book, yeah, and so you resonate with what I said. Great. Okay, let's see. Star Hill would like to have a scan, or is it Star Holly? All right, let's see. Star Holly, you are not grounded. There are those 50 programs right at your root chakra. So this is a very common energy that this AI energy will use to keep you ungrounded and off track a little bit, because they know that when you're not grounded, everything backs up. All the anger, rage, and fury backs up, feels uncomfortable, kicks you out of your body, and then nobody's home to take care of business. So, well, you are fast star. So just because I said that, now you put your grounding cord down. So that's great. Let's see if you have, you do have an infinite number of rings. Your heart is 100% open. Great. But that left receiving hand is blocked. So you're a great giver. And you need to open that left receiving hand. What's blocking it are 50 of those programs or black boxes. So if you clear that, then you'll be able to receive all of that self-generated love that you create in your heart chakra. And you want to be able to receive all of that, so you fill yourself up. And let's see what else. I think I said infinite number of rings. Yeah. There's still 50 programs at the root chakra that are creating some frustration. Fury is the word that shows up, but the fury is only about 15% in your field, but my guess is that you're pretty sensitive, and so it might feel like more than that. So good to clear those black boxes up. All right, Amber would like a scan. All right, Also not grounded, those same 50 programs at your root chakra are keeping you from getting grounded. You also have no creative rings, so you're kind of compressed on both ends. At the top, there are another 50 of those programs, and a heart only 15% open and not grounded and not flowing out that right arm. So you're probably it feels like you're being very protective of your heart space and not really giving much right now because maybe nothing's coming back or not sure, but at any rate, it's blocked. So that's just the intro beginning. And so for all of you who are getting a read, and I'm letting you know that you're not grounded. For those of you who struggle with this, or it's a challenge to stay grounded, or um, you know, maybe you're not even sure where to start. Like I think that next person, how to start clearing. So Jules, yeah, join us for the luminary activation. We spend a whole hour getting you grounded. There's 5 parts to getting ultra grounded. I bring you through the whole process that's outlined in the book so that you know how to do the process. There's a 20-minute meditation on my website that you can download for free. It also has an 8-minute version. The part that's not in there, however, is after you get grounded, we bring in the oversoul. We make sure that oversoul is connected before we clear that central orbit. So that's the only part that you would need to add when you're listening to the meditation. However, it's really great to be able to get your entire field cleared so that you're back in your body 100%. You're 100% grounded, all the parts. Your heart's open. Your circle of reciprocity is giving and receiving. And that your creative rings are open so that you can start manifesting how you want to manifest. You start becoming a sovereign being and creating more of what you desire. And this next luminary activation, in addition to all that, is going to be bringing you into this 5th dimension. So we're going to clear all the things that are in the way of that. So how does it get any better than that? Come find out. The admission fee is only $49, so it's quite, in my opinion, quite the steal. All right. What causes not being or staying grounded? Well, there's lots of reasons you cannot be grounded. Anything that's going to interfere with your grounding cord, usually it's this ancient interference, this AI energy that puts energies, blocks, could be spells, curses, cords. It could be saboteurs. It could be demons. It could be new one is tags. I mean, there's lots of reasons you could be ungrounded. But more importantly is being able to get that internal yes. Am I grounded? Yes or no? And find out so that you can start clearing these energies, putting down a grounding cord, dissolving these blocks. And yep. All right. Yeah, so join us for the luminary activation, June 4th, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, so you went from 3 months to 3 weeks, and so then now you're back to 3 months again. 3 months to 3 weeks. Okay, I think that's what happened. You're welcome, Sandy. Thank you. I'm glad you like my scarf. So whatever I had said for star resonated. Great. Okay, and then Nancy, is my detoxing, congestion at night, and mild cough a result of the 12 days or the plant medicine? I'm getting that it's more the 12 days. Now, the plant medicine definitely stirred up some stuff and, activated a bunch of stuff. But we were clearing different things in the 12 days, specifically related to relationships, being able to love ourselves, um, getting into those higher dimensions. And so we cleared a lot. And so I would say you're detoxing more from the 12 days because that was a deep dive. So let's see. In your root chakra, Nancy, there's still some programs, about 100, that need to be released, and that's part of the, it's like you're not releasing it fast enough, and so it's getting a little bit backed up. So I would clear that, and that should help a lot. Um, So Amber wants to know, is that what's draining my energy so much? Will the activation help with my creative? Yes, it's going to help with the entire energy field, your creative rings, um, and your grounding. It's going to help with your aura. We clear the aura. It's going to clear everything. And so the thing that's causing your energy to be drained is more just not being grounded. If you don't have a grounding core, it's like being spiritually constipated. There's nowhere for the energy to go. And so it backs up. And that makes us tired because now you have to try and navigate all these energies that, like, the toilet's overflowing, and it's like, help, Mr. Wizard. So yeah, we're going to flush the toilet on June 4th. Come join us. Okay. Yes, my amusement is high today. Okay. Yes, so Nancy was saying that a lot of abuse issues were released. Yes. So yeah, so maybe you're not releasing it fast enough. Um okay, good job, Nancy. Marianne, I want to say thank you so much. I need to make my pendulum again. Well, actually, you don't really, it's very simple to make a pendulum. You can use anything that's weighted, anything that weighs anything. You could use, well, maybe that doesn't weigh very much, but you could use this little thing here, that on a string, right? And then that's going to go one way or the other. You don't have to make a big deal about it. You don't have to buy some expensive thing online. You need a string, ideally metal. I think is better, even better, like with a necklace. And all you ladies out there probably have a pendulum right now, and you don't even know it. Just use a necklace with that has a thing hanging from it. Super simple. All right. Let's see if Instagram has any questions. No. Hey, Ron, I guess you're the only one who can write something or who has written. So welcome. Glad you're here. Thank you. No questions on Instagram. Okay. So what causes creative rings to not be there? It's kind of like the same thing, interference from this ancient interference. They'll use cords, they'll use programs or black boxes, they'll use curses, they'll use all kinds of things. So we dissolve, transmute, all of that. Okay, Jules says her pendulum says she's grounded now. Well, that's correct. Great job. I'm glad you got your pendulum out and use it. It's not witchcraft, right? It's using a pendulum is not witchcraft. It is just energy. So okay, well, we are at the top of the hour, friends. Oh, we made it again. I hope you had fun tonight. I did. We will be back next week. Maybe I'll have eyelashes. Maybe I won't. And we'll see what comes up over this next week. And put on your calendars for June 4th. I think we have next Wednesday, and then it's the following day. So yeah, it's already available on my website, kimberlysherry.com. You can also maybe use the QR code that will take you to the Telegram, my Telegram, not Telegram. What is the other thing? Linktree. It'll take you to Linktree, and you can see it there. But either way, yeah, check us out. It's so worth it, right, ladies? All of you who have been there before, like, come on now, people. It doesn't get any better, right? All right. Time to send all of you off with a very good night and have a blessed week. I'll see you next week. And hopefully, we will see you at the next luminary activation where we're all going to get in 5D. All right. Blessings. Have a great night.